Barbara, can everybody hear me clearly? Is the sound okay? Let me know if it's too loud or too soft. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to get started. I like to just get right to it and get to the meat and potatoes. So the first thing I want to say before I get started is I'm going to pull up a chart, and I'm going to be showing you tonight how to trade right side of the edge in an evening market, because we teach you how to trade in an evening market as well as a day market. And the great thing about Shadowtraders is not only do they give you the whole story, I like to tell people, not half the story, but they teach traders to become really educated so that you are an independent trader. You master your given strategies that you prefer, and you may use a variety of indicators. We're not limiting you in any way. We're not a system that says when the market's in the yellow range, trade. When it's not, don't trade. And then you have to sit twiddling your thumbs the rest of the time trying to figure out what to do. And most of you will try to jump in the market and fly by the seat of your pants and make a big hash of it because you're not really educated. So the goal is that we teach people all the market conditions. We teach you the best strategies for the different market conditions. And whichever one you start with is fine by me, whether you do one of them or all of them. It doesn't matter as long as you're getting consistent results. So here's the key thing. We show you the strategies that are universal for all market conditions. You're not limited to that yellow range. You can trade day market, pre-market, afternoon market, evening market, and I'm going to be demonstrating that shortly for you. Now please be aware that the indicators I'm using tonight, this is only 10% of what Shadowtraders actually gives you, and it's a sample of what we're going to show you tonight. Now what you see here are some of these lines, these little dashed thin lines. You can notice there's four colors. There's the maroon, there's the red, and then there's the turquoise and the green. There are four colors for a reason. I won't go into all of it tonight because it's a bit of a mouthful. You'll have to come to our program and we'll explain exactly how to use them properly. But I will tell you that the basic function, these we call our geometric fractals. What they do is they actually count the trades real time right side of the edge. And they're busy counting trades and they're plotting support and resistance following the price action. So they're a little bit of a combination. A lot of people use price channels or Bollinger Bands, but they function a little bit of a price channel and a pivot combined to show you the real support and resistance and the range of their price action. Now they move dynamically. They're not fixed like pivots, so to speak, and they show you higher highs, lower lows, and change of directions. And I go into that in the classes to show you how to use them correctly. Now, and you'll notice they'll move at different increments. So as price changes, the new fractals will come in and plot the new range, and so you can ignore the old one and pay attention to the new one. And we go into that a little bit more. So I'm going to be discussing fractals tonight while I'm making trades for you to demonstrate how we execute some of our basic strategies. The other thing I'm going to show you is this trend line. This dashed blue line is what we call our trend line. It's one of our many trend lines, but I'm going to show you how to use it. You can see the trend is changing right now. It looks like we've hit the low. We have an asterisk here. These little asterisks give you the confirmed low and highs. So you can see these were the bottom of this particular price action, and these were the high of that same price action. So the asterisks give you the confirmed high and low, and the trend line helps you to see the change in direction. We follow the change in direction with our basic trend line, so it really simplifies it for you. The other nice thing that Shadowtraders does, amongst many other things, is that they code momentum into the bar with this yellow line. That is why you see some candles with a yellow wick going right through and some are just plain. Now, when there's a yellow wick, we say there's a strong agreement, there's a lot of push in that candle, so to speak, and when there's none, we say momentum has fallen off. And a lot of the times when the momentum falls off, you can get a change. So as you can see here, they pushed it up, momentum, and momentum started falling off, and hence we had a change. And the fractal told us as well. So these are some of the things I'm going to cover tonight. And like I said, I can't go into too much because a lot of it is proprietary. But the great thing about Shadowtraders is that this is just a taste of some of the technical side of your trading that we'll teach you. The other side that really sets Shadowtraders apart from let me just check here. Oh, can everybody see my charts? You can see my charts. Can you see my charts? Yes. Okay, somebody said they couldn't see my charts. Somebody says no. Rick, you probably should just refresh or sign out and sign back in, because everybody else can see my charts except you. You're probably frozen on your end. Okay, great. So the point I wanted to make is that Shadowtraders, what they do is they teach you the fundamental side as well. Technicals is only 50% of the game, right? There are moves that suddenly jump, that happen out of nowhere in the market, and when that happens, there is no arrow or red and green arrow that can predict some of these moves, and that's what we call the fundamental side. So with the technical, Shadowtraders is also going to give you the fundamental training. And when you balance fundamentals with technicals, you're going to not only improve your selection of trades, but when you do make trades, they're going to be from a real educator point of view. So that is really key. You know, I've gotten so many emails of late where I've worked with traders who've been struggling, and I tweak a couple of things for them, tell them to adjust their trading plan to include certain things, and suddenly they start nailing it. They go for 100% trading results every single day. If they have a little oops here and there, they're few and far between, but the goal is to make money. Your goal is not to conquer the market. Too many traders just simply overtrade, or they try to trade every whipsaw in the market, and most of the time, after a while, they can't see the forest through the trees. They get in late, it turns on them, or they chase a trade and only to end up at the bottom of the candle, and they get whipsawed and hits their stop. All these kinds of scenarios, and then you do enough of that enough of the time, and you become a very nervous, hesitant trader, and then you have problems where you can't pull the trigger. So it's a slippery slope. If you don't get a proper education, you're going to run into all kinds of problems that are going to eventually become bad habits and are going to become real issues for you to overcome. So we take a lot of traders who have been floundering from system to system and get beat up and so on, and we try to give them real strategies that they can grab onto and trade on a consistent basis. The other thing that we cover all aspects from psychology of trading, money management systems, risk management. I have one of the simplest, easiest risk management. I call it the common sense guide to risk management. This is such a simple, easy system that when you hear it for the first time, you're going to kick yourself because you're going to say, why didn't I do that? But it's very, very simple, and it does get results. So we have a great risk management system, and then of course we give you a variety of strategies and a number of indicators. Now the charting package we're using is called Ninja, and the execution we use is also, I'm going to be demonstrating on what we call the DOME. You can use a chart trader format, which is, let me just show you what that is. Some people like to use chart trader, and some people like to use the DOME. Sorry, let me just close that. Somewhere here. It's one of these icons. It's not on this chart for some reason. There it is. Okay, so if you wanted to use your chart trader, you can, or you can execute on the dome. Some people like that, and I actually prefer just to use the dome because I like to see the ladder, I like to see the speed, the volatility of the market, and you can see that by the contracts moving up and down. That's just my personal preference. It's not the only way to execute. The great thing about Ninja charting package is that it's free. That's why we use it. The other thing that is great about this package is that it's palatable, meaning you can add things on and take things off. There's not a lot of packages out there that you can do that. So if you're used to using an old indicator, maybe some type of MACD or stochastic, and you want to add it in addition to what we're going to give you, then the Ninja Trader allows that. So that's a great thing about this package. We add our indicators onto Ninja, so you can make yourself available to Ninja indicators as well as Shadowtraders. But we're going to tell you what the core charting is that we have coded and combined, and what you should absolutely use in order to make good educated entries and exits.